My name is Sai Panvita Sri Sai. I am studying 7th IIT1. Today our debate topic is should voting is mandatory or not.
My name is M. Nagajoshmita. I am from 7th IIT1.
My name is M. Lakshmi Pranati. I am studying 7th IIT1.
Today our topic is should voting mandatory or not.
My name is M. Shahid. I am from Saurabh. My name is K. Surya Saidya. I am from 7th IIT1.
We want mandatory voting and we want to add some rules to our constitution. What that rules means, the first rule is reduce corruption. Reduce corruption. When the
High voters turnout that the elected government of reflects to the all the majority rather to the vocal minority. Why?
And the first rule is stops vote buying. When the voting is mandatory, all the people will vote. So it is difficult to the leaders to buy the votes.
Critics argue that some forces citizens to vote violates their freedom of choice, the right not to participate in voting.
In the democratic society, voting is most powerful weapon to citizens to pass.
Through mandatory voting, there is no false statements.
Somebody says the voting is no need, but the voting is important in our lives.
Teach the people while their voting is powerful.
These forces the people get frustration and it can affect the voting.
The people was not affected by voting.
Government pays a lot of money to track down non-voters.
Educators not sell the votes and they are not tracked by the governments. Mandatory voting is a fundamental part of our democracy. How can you say?
Some voting is the main voting was the main costly system and to establish the voting it can where it is where it can where the voting is a costly system and establishing the states and country. If there was a small mistake it can affect to the voting in the country.
Through mandatory voting only we can select a perfect leader.
Voting allows the people to choose their leaders.
But we want to say for uneducators what is the value of the votes. Then we will get a perfect leader.
But some leaders also do fraud.
But some sincere police officers in the polling booths is there.
The politicians
There are some sincere politicians also is there.
Some argue that forcing people to vote violates freedom, so they have the right not to participate in elections.
Yes, I agree with your answer. And we want to say for uneducated people how important of their votes. What is the importance of their votes? And educators not sell their votes.
But some countries not there any democracy like Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, Israel, and etc.
But we have a democracy, no? We want voting. Through mandatory voting only, we want perfect leaders.
Voting, volumating voting turnout from income and young there or minority populations.
To 18 years ago. But where the people, the child below 18 below, they can change their age and create the hormones which can affect to the voting.
Some countries like Australia, Belgium, and Brazil has implemented compulsory voting.
But some members was where one time where vote and again they where is voting.
So, for that purpose only, the government has to arrange CCTV cameras in the pollinating booths. And the Independent Election Commission want to observe the elections.
But some members deleting the footage.
Government want to change. Through mandatory voting only, who want to change the government? We want to elect perfect leaders. That type of
There are some sincere officers.
pollinating booths.
There are someone remaining all people are stolen for money. They can excuse for them the 18 years below.
Voting, what we can do?
Some uninterested members may vote carelessly, which can reduce the quality of democratic decision making.
But for that purpose only, the politicians keep their symbols.
But there are the members can do not and they can find a voter.
Most democratic governments consider participation in national elections a right and citizenship.
The needs of citizens, not only likely just likely voters.
Without elections also we can live. But without elections,
Let us not come a perfect leader. And without perfect leader, how can we survive for our education, health, economy, and our country development? How can we survive?
New Zealand, Israel and Saudi Arabia, how many survive?
Compulsory voting is guarantee interest or understanding the political process.
Yes, I agree with your point. But some members doing the fraud.
Yes, I also agree with your point. But only little bit of percent they are doing frauds.
But the poor country members cannot vote the correct voting. They will wear the law.
Compulsory voting ensures that elections reflect the will of the peoples.
But some members claim that
For that purpose only, government seeing the Aadhaar cards also. How many times you will see? Above 18 years old means only they will wear vote.
compulsory voting cannot guarantee interest or understanding of political process.
The elected government may truly reflect the majority's voice.
They wear the laws and guarantee the constitution.
Democracy means rule by the people. If 50 to 60
Votes. What about remaining? This is not a true democracy.
but some members not following the rules.
Compulsory voting is the mandatory system of like Australia.
In Australia, but in other countries, they want doing the law.
Which countries are you saying about?
Like in India or
Nepal, we have the democratic conditions.
But in New Zealand and Israel, Saudi Arabia, not there any democratic rules. Then they want
They will elect from their rules. Instead of voting, what we can do?
we also
I agree with your point, but the voting is made, but they were doing the mistakes with the ministers and politicians and policies. They help for the people to wear the laws.
Okay, I accept your point. But from my point of view, instead of voting, what we can do?
being forced to vote, we can get frustration towards politics.
There are some countries which they are compulsory voting. Australia is an example.
The politician by the election commissioners and police and they will give some money for anybody and they will wait the again and again once. The election commissioners only create the CCTV also. Then
So, through mandatory voting only, we can elect a perfect leader and independent election commission. The election commission want to be independent and not controlled by the politicians and a strict punishment for them.
but some election commissioners are not giving any punishment for them. Then what?
That's why only government want to arrange CCTV footage.
23% of bad voters are there and are there. Thank you, sir.
Okay, voting is the mandatory thing in our democracy. Thank you.